The good news for the Giants heading into 2026 is they got the fourth-place schedule. Now, the bad news is, under the NFL's current scheduling formula, that schedule driven by where you finished the prior year only impacts 3 games, and it used to be 2. Until they expanded the regular season to 17 games, it was 2, now it's 3. They will face the Browns, the Saints, the Lions. Actually, it's 4? It's 4 now. No, it's 3. The Lions, the Saints, and the Browns are the 3 fourth-place teams they'll face beyond all the other teams that the rest of the division will face, because they've got the NFC West and the AFC South next year. So 8 of your games come from that rotation, 1 in your conference, 1 from the other conference. You got 6 games against your division rivals. The margin for the Giants is Browns, Saints, Lions, and yes, the Lions finished in last place in the NFC North, which is just weird to say, but that's the Giants' schedule. Those are the opponents, other than Cowboys twice, Eagles twice, Commanders twice. And it doesn't take much to get yourself in position to battle for one of the 3 available wildcard spots among the 4 divisions of the NFC. So I expect the Giants to be better. And look at what Mike Vrabel did in New England this year. Now, I think New England's schedule easier than what the Giants are going to face. So it becomes harder to get a wild card, given the 8 non-division opponents that all 4 teams in the NFC East will face. But there's still an opportunity there to get the Giants in contention for a playoff berth right away.
Yeah, and similar to New England, there's a lot of similarities between the Giants and New England. One, Elliott Wolf was Joe Shane. Same thing. He was already there. Vrabel comes in, and this is a Mike Vrabel operation in New England. And the other thing is, Vrabel came in, he had a high draft pick, but he already had a quarterback. He already had Drake May, and he spends that draft pick on Will Campbell at number 4. Same thing for John Harbaugh. I don't think they're gonna move up in the draft and get Fernando Mendoza. I think they like Jackson Dart. So you got Jackson Dart. You have a high draft pick. You got Malik Neighbors coming back. So you have a chance to get a non-quarterback impact player in this draft to really put your stamp on the roster. I think there are a lot of similarities. You come in, you turn that roster over, and you just reset the culture. The culture has been fading over the years. The Giants, we know their history and how much pride they had and how great they were years ago, going back to Parcells and Belichick and all that. So if you're John Harbaugh, you can bring that back, and you can bring it back quickly.
Hey, and before we break, there is one big difference between the Patriots last year and the Giants this year. When Mike Vrabel was clearly the choice for the New England Patriots, there was no conversation about reporting and contract niceties. They got that deal done. Elliott Wolf understood rock, paper, scissors. He understood, and he stood down. Now, it's not like he spent weeks thinking, I'm running the coaching search. That may be the big difference. He never had that opportunity to think he's got higher standing than he ends up ultimately having. But there was no glitch. There was no hiccup. There was no multiple-day delay as they worked out the niceties of the contract, which at the end of the day don't matter if we all really are working together. But the contract's there for a reason. John Harbaugh got it negotiated the way he wanted for a reason. He's in charge. And as it relates to the overall best interest of the Giants organization, that is a good thing. The rest is just details, including whether or not his tie was red and blue, or given the proximity of the 2 colors,
it's purple.
Purple. Which is great in isolation, and even better if it was intentional. Like, he's getting dressed, and he picks out his tie, and it's red and it's blue, and he puts it on, and he's standing there taking in the ensemble, and he thinks, you know, his tie looks kind of purple. And then he's got a decision to make. Do I change it, or do I say, good, let's go, purple tie? Message to the purple team that decided to send me packing. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.